Anything too hard for me? The answer to this is simple. There is nothing too hard for God to do. If He was able to do these things and more without any effort, then don't you think He is worth entrusting with you impossible situations? My life today is a living testimony of God's ability to do impossible miracles in the lives of His children. Many years ago, I suffered severe stomach pains every day for over a year. I hardly slept at night. I couldn't eat what everyone else was eating. I couldn't play like other children my age because I was weak and sickly. If I ate any strong meal, my entire system would struggle to digest it, and I may end up in a painful feat that would last for hours. Doctors ran tests upon tests but found no cause. I was all fine from their diagnosis, but they could see clearly that I wasn't. Test results came back negative for everything. They could only conclude that I had a stomach ulcer, one they couldn't prove. Yet my family and I agreed and proceeded to follow their instructions. I literally ate every 3 hours and took powdered milk every day for weeks. This had very little effect, but we were back to square one. It was during this season of my life that I encountered God for the first time in an intimate way, and my healing process began. Another cousin of mine who had the same infirmity died after some time. And of course, everyone began to expect that one day, soon enough, I would be next. But that did not happen. Instead, one day we moved from the state to a completely different one, and guess what? Without a single drug or a single effort, not even food, God healed me. I never felt that sickness again until now as an adult. I have shared my story with you because I want you to know that although people can be helpful sometimes, no man can perform a miracle in your life like God. Men may surprise you, but only God can do the impossible. Someone is thinking, how am I going to pay off my debts within such a short time before I lose everything I have? Another is, I lost my job and I am about to be kicked out of my apartment. Is it possible for God to do a miracle for me too? Maybe your case has to do with your health. Maybe yours involves your family, your finances, your future, or your academics. Whatever it may be, I want you to know the Lord is a God that can be trusted. Each of those people I mentioned in the Bible did one thing. They believed God and stood on His word to them. Abraham and Sarah believed God. Moses believed God for the children of Israel. Mary believed God. You have to believe also, my friend. What should you believe? My words, me, your pastor, yourself? Not at all. You believe God. When you believe God, you will believe in His words. Why? Because God always backs His words. You cannot separate God from His words. He and His words are one. He has exalted His word above any name He answers. There is something about a person's reputation and his words. God understands this. This is why when He speaks His words over you, or when you take His words back to Him in prayer, taking Him by it, He will definitely answer you as long as it is in His will to do it for you. Isaiah chapter 55 verses 10 through 11 says, "As the rain and the snow come down from heaven and do not return to it, without watering the earth and making it bud and flourish, so that it yields seed for the sower and bread for the eater, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it." If you can believe that a mere human being can come through for you simply because you know how much he or she is worth, don't you think you can trust God to come through for you when you know that from the beginning of time, He has proved Himself worthy of our trust? Because